Wuling West climb is a completely different animal than its super long brother that is the eastern route. There was way more traffic than there was on the eastern route. Like I said, it's the 13th hardest climb in the world. Nothing crazy steep, maybe like a zombie that we did earlier in the trip, but just consistent hard the whole way up. Steady, I'd say double-digit gradients the whole way up. And big thing was, it was super hot.
Were you able to stay hydrated?
I knew my legs were tired, so I decided to go the whole weight weenie route and only carry one little bottle of water. And the plan was to be able to just fill up my bottle of water whenever I needed it. And then I didn't see the guys for like a solid hour and was stuck with no water. And turns out they were having an adventure losing some expensive toys. I guess John pushed the land immediately button instead of the return to home button.
Yeah, the rest is history. We never found the thing.
So they lost a drone. Finally, I was able to get some water from the guys and start heading back up the climb. It's a tough one, man. Just hard the whole way up. There's like maybe a couple 30-second downhill sections, just super short breathers. Doesn't really give you much relief. Lots of farms and fields.
And they had that, did you see that walkway?
Like a tourist attraction, half-mile long, but a super cool walkway going out over the cliff off the side of the mountain. And then you work your way up kind of higher, and you start getting past the buildings and whatnot. You get above the trees, and it started to get a little bit foggy and misty. And there's these awesome switchbacks. Looking at them now, they're just super beautiful. But in the moment, I was just suffering, just hurt on my face. I don't usually ride with headphones, but I put headphones on just to have some motivation to get my tired legs up this hill. So yeah, up at the top, you're going straight on the sheer drop off on the side of the mountain. And then you get to these awesome switchbacks, and about a half mile from the last switchback up over the pass to the same point that we finished Wuling East on. And then didn't spend too much time up there. John decided to risk it a little bit, descend down.
Yeah, give me credit for riding up in the car and riding my bike down. Not just anybody would do that.
Yeah, so part of the reason John descended was to explore, do a little bit of research on the current number 2 ranked climb in the world on the site, which is a super unknown climb. It's called the Wuling Pass North. And it joins up with the main road, that the western route. The initial 6 miles of the northern route, as we're calling it, is just this tiny road.
At the end of my descent, it's getting late, unfortunately, and we wanted to knock off the number 2 most difficult climb in the world, and at least make sure that it's valid, because there's no Strava segment for the damn thing.
Yeah, it's so unknown. We had a couple people in Taiwan who live here reach out to us and be like, I don't think this is even a real climb.
Yeah. We descend down, like about 1.5 miles, right?
Yeah.
And then on a very steep and narrow, extremely steep and narrow road, and then there's that left, and it turns into broken concrete.
Well, so the van was following us down the road. Yeah. Simon and Javier in the van. And then the road got too steep and sketchy for the van, so they pulled off, and which meant that the only way to get down to the bottom was, one, to descend on your bike down to the bottom, which was already sketching me out. And knowing this climb is just a monster. I knew I didn't have the legs.
So I popped down, and I have no Garmin read or anything. Make a wrong turn, which is really bad move on a steep mountain like that. Go down past a bunch of dogs. Dead end. Have to go back up about 1 kilometer, trying to descend down to the bottom, which would have been a mistake, because I would have never gotten up.
Yeah, this thing is a monster.
It was almost dark when I got back. What was it, 2.5 miles?
No, less than that, yeah. Maybe 1.5 miles.
Come on, Mitch, throw me a bone here. Jesus Christ, I'm 62 freaking years old.
Yeah, well, so in 62-year-old, miles. I'd say it was about 2 miles.
Yeah, it's like, John Miles. So I come, you're on a 20% grade. You can't stop. I come around a corner, and it looked like just water on the road. It turned out to be water and moss. Boom, down, crash. And so I go, man, my hip is all messed up. You and Javier, we went shopping. We're supposed to go to a pharmacy and give me a pad, and you come back with a Kotex and tape.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really well educated on that whole industry, but it seems like they're for
absorbent. I'm glad you got me the super absorbent model. Because, it's worked very well.
But yeah, I mean, this climb is just absurd. Seriously brutal. Absolutely deserves the rank as the second hardest climb in the world, and I didn't even ride it. So you know it's real.